Good afternoon. Again, good afternoon. That means y'all say it back. Good afternoon. West side of Chicago, good afternoon. My name is, again, Ramonski Love, 95.1 FM Chicago. We're your heartbeat for soul. We're the game changers in this town. Welcome to the Violence Prevention Investment Press Conference. Good afternoon to the media, elected officials, APAC staff, Chicago Police Department, and everyone under the sound of my voice. First of all, it's good to see you. I said, first of all, it's good to see you. That's what I'm looking for. We're not going to prolong the time. You guys been out here long enough. So we're going to get right to it. Coming to the microphone is the Cook County Board President. She's going to open and give the welcome. I need you to show your love and put your hands together. Yeah, start clapping now. Start clapping now. Cook County Board President Preckwinkle. Y'all show your love. Make some noise.
Good afternoon, everybody. One more time. Good afternoon, everybody. There we go. I want to thank all of you for joining me here today, and I'd like to acknowledge the other elected officials who are with us. We're going to begin with Senator Kimberly Lightford.
Y'all could do better than that. I work too hard for y'all. You gonna recognize me, and that's the problem with our community, is that we don't recognize each other and love on each other enough. I'm blessed to be here. I am the Senate Majority Leader and the Chairman of the Illinois Legislative Black Caucus, and this violence prevention reduction effort is really important because as we continue to work and exercise our rights, that Black Lives Matter, and as we continue to fight to rid systemic racism, we need to also show that we love on each other within our own communities. And I am pleading at this point with members of our community to just take a step back and recognize that there are so many people that's on this stage and all around this space who care about you and who work hard for you on a regular basis. I know that the number one reducer of violence is jobs. And I know that we need jobs, and we've been working very hard to increase employment opportunities. And I've spent my entire career raising the minimum wage to make sure that it was a livable wage. And the last bill is raising the minimum wage, which is now law, to $15 an hour. So we work hard to make sure that we share the resources with our communities. So let me say this, moving forward, I need you to empower me because there's a lot of work to be done in Springfield. The Illinois Legislative Black Caucus is putting our comprehensive plan to rid racism, systemic racism, from our state policy and structure. We know that police brutality is not accepted. We also know violence in the community is also not accepted. So as we continue to work on workforce development and education and fair housing and fair access to banking and housing and the procurement process and making sure our Black entrepreneurs have the opportunity to become the entrepreneurs that they desire to be, those are the fronts that we'll be working on this community's behalf. I'm proud to be here joined with APAC, the Austin People Action Center, Ms. Cynthia Williams, who's been on this corner for 40 years, grinding out for what we need, pushing for violence reduction in our community. Thank you very much, Chairman Mitz from the Westside Black elected officials, and my colleagues in the House and Senate, Representative Lilly, Representative Ford, and of course our President of the Cook County Board, Toni Preckwinkle. God bless you all.
Thank you, Majority Leader Lightford. We're very grateful for your leadership in Springfield and your advocacy on behalf of our communities. Next, I'd like to call up Representative LaShawn Ford. LaShawn, come on up.
Thank you, Madam President. I just want to tell the President, by the way, this is where I grew up, Madam President. Right over there is where I grew up. I went to school right there, so this is my neighborhood that I love. And welcome everyone over here, and thank you, Cynthia Williams. Thank you so much for loving the people and loving babies. And I want to just say that one of the greatest things that God has given us is life. And it gets hard for us as black people, but we can never give up. And we don't give up. We know the struggles that black people have had in this country, and we know the fight is alive. And I'll just tell you, we just celebrated Nelson Mandela's 101st birthday on July 18th. And we know the struggle that Nelson Mandela went through, and yet he still rose up and became the president of South Africa. So no matter what we go through as a people, we can overcome. But we have to make sure that we love ourselves and love our neighbors. God bless you all, and keep hope alive.
Thank you, Representative Ford, and we're grateful for your support of the county's initiatives in Springfield, particularly around criminal justice, so we appreciate that. Representative Camille Lilly, please join us.
Good afternoon. Let's do that one more time. Good afternoon. It takes a village to keep our children safe. And we are standing, all levels of government, to stand with you to build up our village. We have leaders at every level of government that understands the plight of the black family, understands the under-resourced communities that are across the city and across the county, but mostly understand how important it is we stand together, work together alongside each and every one of you on behalf of the vision of our future, which is our young people. And it's demonstrated day in and day out for the past 40 years as APAC sits on this corner and take care of families in need of food, families in need of love, families in need of housing. It is so important that we recognize the grassroots leader and visionary that makes it happen. I too want to say we love you, Cynthia. We love each and every one of your staff members that's committed to making sure resources touch the people that actually needs them. It takes the state, as Leader Lightford mentioned, the vision as a Black caucus to move us forward to rid some of the ugliness that exists in our society. So as we work together with the city, Emma, you're just an awesome young lady that makes sure that we love on people in unity. But as we, the Black caucus at the state level, we are looking forward to seeing the change in our community. Thank you for having us here, President Preckwinkle. Thank you, each of you, for being here. We are in this together. God bless you.
Thank you, Representative Lilly. And as a healthcare professional, I'm particularly grateful to you for your support of our health and hospital system, which is half of the county's budget. So thank you so much. All right. Last among our elected officials, my former colleague, Alderman Emma Mitz, who is, in addition to being alderman, also chair of the West Side Black elected officials. Alderman Mitz.
Thank you, Madam President. Good evening, everyone. Let me just thank Cynthia Williams. I have to say that because for the last 3 weeks, she's been holding events here, repast for some of the babies who was gunned down. Let me just ask, how many of you had a loved one to be gunned down in the city of Chicago? Just raise your hand. So if you have not, then you don't know what people go through when they lose their loved one to senseless gun violence. And I mean senseless gun violence, innocent. That's a wound that will never heal. The only way you heal those wounds is you get up and you do something about it. That's why we had these young men, Nonviolent Institute, doing something about the tragedy in their life, the lack, the racism, negativity in the homes, the struggle that we face day in and day out. But yet, there's hope. The hope is deep down inside of each and every one of us, that you can make a difference. Yesterday is gone. You can't go back and get nothing. But today, and thank God, we are still here today to make a difference for tomorrow. Let's help our young peoples. Let's help ourselves. Change all those things that you don't like. You get up and you do something about it. You fight and you keep fighting. Fight so our men can have an opportunity to be able to have a house, raise their kids, and be successful. Fight. Because if you don't have the men in the home, then how in the world are you going to raise those children? It's a struggle. Yes, parents do it, but it's a struggle. Teach them values. Teach them how to love. And you know what we're missing in here? We're missing the Lord in all of this. We miss that part. So when everybody know that you don't belong to yourself, you didn't bring yourself here, we can make a difference. Because then we all come together as a universe. White, black, brown, green, blue, yellow. Everybody can come together and work together. The country that we live in and that we love so well going forward. Thank you, Madam President. I appreciate the opportunity to allow me to be able to say these words, because it helps me each and every day to fight that much more. Give some hope, help somebody. Don't do nothing without helping somebody. People need help. Feed them. Help the senior. Cut the yard. Ask if folks okay. Tell the little kids you love them. See if they're doing their homework. Do something that's good. Go ahead. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you very much to my former colleague. It's great to see you again. I want to thank Cynthia Williams, president of the Austin People's Action Center, for hosting today's event at her organization and for her great work in the community and with the census. Let me ask her to come forward, and our elected officials who've spoken can leave the stage so that we have chairs for those who are speaking in the next raft. Thank you for joining us. We're very grateful to you. Cynthia, please give her a round of applause.
Now keep that applause going for all our elected officials coming together. We do the electric slide together. How come we can't come together? I say we do the electric slide together, but we need to come together on this. This is not just a moment. This is a movement. This is a pandemic. I ain't talking about the COVID-19. This is a pandemic. Voices of Restoration, how y'all doing? Y'all all right? Look at your neighbor and say, neighbor. Don't look at me. I said, look at your neighbor. Say, neighbor, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. Reading the news, listening to the news reports every single weekend. 50 shot, 100 people shot. Are y'all sick and tired? All right, November 3rd, it's time to do what? Vote. Vote. You got elected officials, some of them just come out to come out and get a photo op. These elected officials, they get in the trenches and they do the job. So make sure November 3rd you get out there and exercise your right. These young people are some of them are they just want to be young people. So they need some type of leadership, whether it's in the home, whether it's at the park district. We went to the park district after school every single day. That was an hour where my mom can just relax, prepare dinner, and we had dinner at the same time every day at 6 o'clock. Y'all remember that? Old school, y'all remember that? We got to bring it back. Jobs, merchandise jobs. Calvin Jarrett, B Manufacturing, has the only factory to sew and do merchandise. We gotta bring that back. They took it out to schools. They taking vocational services out to school. Carpentry, sewing. That's a $1 trillion business. We're gonna put sewing machines on every block. I need you to show your love as she comes to the microphone. She's hosting this event tonight. 40 years in the trenches. APAC, Austin's People Action Center. Put your hands together for the one and only Cynthia Williams.
Hey everybody, how you doing? I want to thank each and every one of you for coming to support us on this event. However, I wish this event didn't have to take place. I wish we were at Columbus Park doing the Taste of Austin, or in one of the parks just having a grand festival. This is really not the occasion that my organization has been hosting anytime. But again, I want to thank each and every one of you for your support, especially my 15th District Police. I want to thank them for always supporting us in all of our activities over the 40 years that I've been in business. So I want to take the time to thank each and every one of them. They're out here to support me, us, and they've been working with us for years for the Taste of Austin. So I want to give them a round of applause. Again, as I stated, and most of you who know my organization, we provide basic human needs. We provide food, we have a WIC center, we provide an after-school program, we have a Teen Reach program, we provide programs for youth. Many of the youth you see out here serving the food or in black shirts are youth who have been hired to work in the community. We have over 250 positions available for youth in the community. And of course, because of COVID, it has raised some challenges for us. But I don't want to prolong it any longer. In the past month, I'm going to say we've had to bury 5 families and hold a repast for those families right here. These are families that were not expecting to bury their loved ones. These are families who didn't have resources or insurance to bury their babies. I want to give you something to think about. How many of you in here have a 3-year-old? Can you imagine your 3-year-old baby being shot? Can you imagine? And I just have to put it out there. Because you know what? Somebody, and I just got to say it, because maybe this will make you stop, because this is real. Somebody killed this lady's 3-year-old baby. Do you hear me? And we had to bury that baby. We had to provide the resources to bury that baby. She didn't have no insurance. Who would have thought she needed insurance to bury her baby? A 3-year-old. And it makes me angry that that's what we have to do. She should be coming here for resources for her baby right now. She should be asking me for a job. Those are the kinds of things we want to help her with. But I must say, thanks to you all and a lot of you who supported us, we've raised over $20,000 to support these families, to relocate them to hopefully safe communities or just to get away. We've paid for their burials. We've paid for other expenses. And it just breaks my heart that I even have to say, here's a check for $10,000. This cannot replace her 3-year-old, her baby. We have to stop this killing. We know who's doing the killing. I'm certainly getting the calls. We know a lot of it is retaliation, or a lot of it is you're just shooting in the air. Not only did we lose a 3-year-old, a 13-year-old. Who in here have a 13-year-old? I can't imagine anything happening to my 13-year-old who's dancing with her mother and she gets shot. Can you imagine that mother laying on me crying her heart out? They shot her baby, his sister, 13 years old. You want to say something? 13 years old. And we're doing everything we can to support him. We have funds for him as well to support his relocation. We're going to support, even though we know this is blacks, killing blacks, because that's what it is, we're going to still support our black people. But we got to stop this killing. Little Natalie, 7 years old. Natalie, 7 years old. He can't stop crying, and I can't stop crying every time I look at him. Do you know I saw that baby being buried? I saw that baby. I helped his father. We've cried for many days. Although I didn't help his family to relocate, we didn't help, a lot of you didn't help with resources to relocate him. His child was simply playing in front of her grandmother's house. He wasn't even around. He don't even live on the block that the baby got shot. And all I can do is raise money to bury these babies. And beg and ask you all every day in the middle of the night. Y'all know I'm sending emails. I'm asking you all to, I'm not going to even close these funds. I'm going to continue to ask for support until the day that I die. Because unfortunately, this looked like the norm. Until each one of us come up with a solution to help stop the killing, you all going to be here again. The press, you're going to be right here. This is not a story I want you to come here to see what this agency are doing, or I want to be able to talk about all the good things that this organization does because of the elected officials in our community that support us. I want to be able to tell you about all the youth we've hired and all the good work that they do and how hard my staff work and how hard I've worked for 40 years to keep this organization doors open and how hard we've struggled. HSI, Westside Health Authority, all the community organizations that's here. We don't want to be here talking about burying any babies, but here we are, and here you all come again, and these three got to go home. I can't even sleep thinking about them. I see all of their faces every single night. This has been a very challenging time for my organization and for me and the employees that work here. And I know all of you all when I call you for support. When I tell you we need help burying these babies, When we need help relocating these families, we do. We got to continue to find ways to make it safe for all of us. We're all in this together. The COVID-19 pandemic is enough by itself. That's a struggle for our babies and our children and our youth to see. That's depressing enough to see all of us here walking around with masks on our face. But to see all the killing that's taking place in our community, it ain't the police, it is us, blacks killing blacks. So I don't want to hear that stuff about police brutality or any of that. This is blacks killing blacks. This is us, you all. That's what this event is about, us. Stop the killing of our babies, of our children. Yeah, we got a lot of other issues around the country. Yeah, we got the George Floyd issue as well. But right now, my concern is the killing of our black babies. So let's stop it. And I thank each and every one of you for coming out. And feel free to get food. We have plenty of food for you. And I want to thank all the elected officials for coming out, and Cook County Commissioner Toni Preckwinkle for coming out and supporting us. And I want to thank each and every one of you in 15th District. Again, thank you all.
Thank you very much. Before we go forward, I want to acknowledge Lizzie Rangel, who is our sign language interpreter, and Michael Albert, who has succeeded her. Far too often, we've had to pause and mourn as we reflect and remember the victims of gun violence. They are our neighbors, our cousins, our brothers, our sisters, our sons, our daughters, our mothers, and our fathers. Far too often, we're confronted with shootings that occur in our own neighborhoods. Many of them fatal, all of them life-changing. Just this week, yet another shooting spree made international news. 15 people were shot outside a Southside funeral home during a brazen drive-by shooting. 15 people. From January 1st of this year to this Wednesday, July 22nd, there have been 459 gun homicides in Cook County. 459 gun homicides. During that same period last year, there were 323. That's a 42% increase in gun homicides this year compared to last year. And with roughly 5 months of the year left, we're 125 gun homicides away from matching last year's total. We cannot accept this as simply a way of life. We cannot continue to live this way. And our children cannot continue to die this way. Their future is our responsibility. And what we do in this moment will dictate their futures. That's not a burden, but a personal responsibility each of us must shoulder when we think about helping and saving our current and the next generation. Gun violence, the root causes that lead to this violence, and the easy availability of weapons are issues that we all need to confront every way that we know how. Every way that we know how. When it comes to violence, we can't simply talk about the issues. We have to put our resources there as well. Since 2013, through our Justice Advisory Council, we've granted millions to community organizations to work on violence prevention, recidivism reduction, and restorative justice in a manner that helps address the underlying causes of crime and violence and doesn't rely on our criminal justice system. But today I'm announcing that we're putting new and significant dollars into combating gun violence directly on the streets of Chicago, where we're losing too many of our young people. Through the Cook County Justice Advisory Council, and once approved by our Cook County Board of Commissioners next week, my team will immediately provide $5 million to Metropolitan Family Services so that Communities Partnering for Peace can expand and extend violence interruption and prevention work immediately in 25 of the hardest hit communities. Communities Partnering for Peace is comprised of 15 organizations which will provide street outreach and supportive services. When I read a newspaper account of a death on one of our troubled streets, I have to ask, did anyone try to stop this? With this $5 million investment infusion into Communities Partnering for Peace, we hope that the answer will be that Cook County is doing its part. And now I'd like to bring up Vaughn Bryant, Executive Director for Metropolitan Peace Initiatives. He'll be followed by Shabazz, the organizer of this event, Poe Floyd, the brother of George Floyd, and Stephan Jackson, activist and former NBA player. Vaughn?
Thank you, President Preckwinkle. On behalf of Communities Partnering for Peace, we express our sincerest appreciation for this investment into our communities. Our mission at Communities Partnering for Peace is to engage and build trusting relationships with the most vulnerable to gun violence and to mobilize and provide them with comprehensive set of services that lead to their healing and the healing of our communities. This investment will allow us to increase the number of communities we serve, deploy a 7-day coverage since we've seen an increase on Sundays and Mondays, and then we'll also have an early AM shift as there's been about a 35% shooting increase between midnight and 5 a.m. We are in an unprecedented time. Increasing violence, COVID-19, civil unrest across the country, it calls for our local leaders to step up in meaningful ways. We started Communities Partnering for Peace 3 years ago, and it was 100% privately funded. And today, the city, the state, and the county are all aligned on our approach. We believe that over the long haul, this approach will work because it was built by local organizations indigenous to your communities that have banded together as a multiracial coalition and sacrificed their individual efforts for the collective good of our communities. It's that kind of unity that has to happen at all levels of government in all of our communities. On a systemic level, we need to see deliberate interventions to create wealth, like the Homestead Act back in the day, and the National Housing Act of 1934. Those were wealth-building, wealth-generating mechanisms that the government did. That's how they created the suburbs. We need that sort of intervention today. We need access to capital to fully engage in our economy. We know we will not arrest or program our way to the future we want to see. It's going to take action on all levels: education, economics, spiritual, health, and safety, all working together for our collective good. And on the individual level, I pray that the men and women we are trying to reach trust our outreach workers and the case managers that come from the communities that you live in to help you heal from the trauma that's been caused by decades of systemic oppression in our communities, and take advantage of the resources that we're offering you to live a prosperous life free of violence. We show up every day with compassion in our hearts for our brothers and our sisters. And when necessary, we will hold you accountable in love. Each day is a new opportunity to take a positive step, and we will be there right by your side. Thank you.
Keep clapping, don't stop. The president of RASLS Entertainment Network, Brother Shabazz. Welcome him as he comes to the stage. What's wrong with y'all?
I don't really know what to say but to just say the truth. I've been fortunate and blessed enough to be with the George Floyd family and my man Stackhouse and traveling with them. My son is from Chicago. He's 18 years old. Like, I'm getting emotional because the brother in the back was crying about his daughter, and it's a problem. I don't care about the politics. I don't care about what you believe in. If you gay, you straight, none of that. If you black, we need to stick together. Bottom line, all of the other messages and the monies and whatever ulterior motives people have is not important. Black lives must matter to black people, period. Until that happens, all of that crap is bottom line. I don't care who likes it, and I don't care however you feel. It's too many black babies getting killed by the hands of black people. We need to fix us first. That's it, that's all. Thank you for having me. Have a great day.
Continue to clap. Put your hands together. I know it's hot. We have water. We still have water, cold water. We watched this on video. It made my stomach hurt. I don't know how you felt when you watched it. When a man's life is just being sucked out of him right before our eyes. How about a 5-second moment of silence for the babies that we lost, the people that we lost, and George Floyd, starting now. Put your hands together. His brother is all the way from Minnesota, came a long way. Eastern Texas, Houston, Texas. Put your hands together for George Floyd's brother, Po Boy.
How y'all doing today? I want to let all y'all know y'all highly appreciate it. You know, it's good to see everybody standing together for one cause, everybody coming together trying to get everything right. But I want to start off today by making sure that all y'all know we need to vote. You know, everybody need to be held accountable for it right now. The ones who can't vote, you need to persuade somebody to vote, first of all. I also would like for all the age group, I'm gonna say like from the 40s on down, we need to all stop and pay attention to what's going on and take this time seriously, you know, because we need to stick together and stop killing and bringing violence amongst each other, because that's not helping in no form, fashion. It's not helping us at all. This time that we have right now, the stage that we have right now for equality is a stage that we ain't had in a long time. I don't think we have even had this stage. So we need to take advantage of this stage and stop taking our time to beef and fight with each other and bring harm to each other, because that's not helping us, and we need to be starting to come together for the righteous things in this country, because without us in this country really wouldn't be nothing. So we need to grab our youngsters and let them know they need to occupy their time with coming together. We need to show more forms of unity. We need to show more forms of righteousness. It's so much I want to say it's all trying to come out at one time. But I know me and my brother, we come from the neighborhood. We come from the projects. We didn't pay attention to some of the main things that's at hand right now. And he was sacrificed. I feel like he was sacrificed for us to have a better situation in this country, in this world. He sacrificed his life for me to be in this position where I can talk to y'all and talk to the brothers and sisters that need to hear that we need to stop doing some of the things that we doing to hurt and hinder our own progression. He is the face of change. He is the reason why we are all here right now. He put all this together right before our eyes. When we saw him take our last breath, you saw us take a big step. And that's why I'm trying to strongly encourage our youngsters, gang members, street dudes, whatever y'all want to call y'allself, because I was called one of them before. The time is for us to stick together. There's more important things going on in this world than a corner, than a female, than things that don't belong to us. So right now I need for everybody to please take this time and take this moment seriously. Don't let this moment pass us by, because we all need to stand up for righteousness right now. My brother gave his life for righteousness. My brother gave his life for everybody to get equality in this world. My brother gave his life for us to come together as one. Please don't let that go unseen. Please don't let him die in vain. The time is now for us to come together as one. The time is now for righteousness. And I want to thank y'all again. Everybody took time out to come together and to come here and to listen to what I have to say and to feel me. Y'all, let's please stop the violence amongst each other. We gotta love each other. I love y'all. I love y'all. I love y'all right now. I'm trying to picture everybody's face so I can know I love all y'all who love me. And I die for y'all like my brother died for y'all. Please, youngsters, please, y'all, please stop. Let's come together, man. Let's come together. It's a better way to prove our manhood. Is a better way to prove other things. I don't want to take too much of y'all time. I want y'all to know I love y'all. And let's keep fighting. Let's keep taking steps forward. The time is now. We need to be head up, chest out, and have love for all who love for all. I love y'all.
Keep clapping, don't stop, don't stop. Retired NBA player, he's an activist using his voice, using his platform to show your love. Stephan Jackson. No justice. Nah, I'm at the wrong place. No justice. No justice. It won't be none. Especially coming from me. None at all. I'm tired. I'm tired. Not just seeing my brother get murdered for the world to see, but seeing kids getting murdered. Everybody's my brother. Every child is my little sister or my little brother. All y'all here, from my mouth to y'all ears, I love y'all. And I would die for y'all. I'm putting everything on the line right now just so we can get treated like human beings and not like animals. That's why I'm here. You know what? Minnesota PD f***ed up. Excuse me, to all my elders here, I'm sorry, but this is my raw emotion. And I'm done with pacifying, and I'm done with worried about people's feelings, because they ain't worried about killing us. Ain't nobody apologizing to us. So this is where I'm at with it. Minnesota PD messed up. When they murdered my brother, they didn't know he had a celebrity that was from the slums that was going to put everything on the line and use his voice for his brother. This wasn't going to be another murder. This wasn't going to just get swept under the rug like all the other murders that's been going on in the United States by police. This is going to be different. And they didn't know that I was going to put everything on the line and stand up for my brother. Well, this is where we at today. 18 countries and 50 states. All protesting for the same thing. All standing on the side of love. See, now when you racist, you can't just send a DM and say you support us. You can't just send us a text and say you support us. You got to be out here marching with us. Because if you say you love me from a text and you not out here marching with me and trying to get equality, your love don't mean shit. And that's where we at. We holding everybody accountable.
We do too much for this world, y'all. Just like my little brother say, my little big brother say, we built this place. And they so worried about developing this place and not developing us. And wonder why things are how they are now. You have to develop the people. You can't get a heartbeat from a building. You can't get a hug from a building. But that's where we at, y'all. That's where we at. We have to take care of each other. Before we can worry about anybody providing for us or even getting on our side and taking us serious. How do you call anything gangster or be proud of anything you do by taking a life that ain't even lived yet? Explain that to me. The world has lost common sense. The world has lost common sense. Treat people how you want to be treated. And you know what, to my brothers out there that's in the hood that's fighting over a corner, that don't have an answer because they never told you an answer to why you need to stop killing each other, the answer to getting you and your family a better life, to changing your neighborhood, I got an answer for you. And I'm going to break it down to you so you can understand. You in that situation for a reason. They put you in that situation. Your whole neighborhood, your whole family, us as black people, they put you in that situation. They want you to kill each other. They want you to X each other out so they don't have to do it. But here's the answer right here. When you take care of each other, not kill each other, hold each other's hand, build each other up and stand together, well, we can force them, I'm not asking, force them to build up these ghettos and projects where there is no more projects, where it's all suburbs. Where they're spending money in our neighborhoods where we live, so we can open businesses for our kids to have and do our own generational wealth in our own neighborhoods where we just spill blood in. When we force them and show them we standing together and force them to spend money in these neighborhoods, it won't be no more ghettos. You won't have to fight over a corner that you don't own, because y'all all got your own businesses. Y'all breaking bread together. That's the answer. But as long as we killing each other over nothing, they will never take us serious. And I don't care if I'm hurting some feelings, because some of y'all need to hear it. You're not as gangster as you think. What we doing right now is gangster. Standing for our people, that's gangster. Putting everything on the line for your people, that's gangster. Putting my whole career on the line and my livelihood, that's gangster. What y'all doing in the street, that ain't gangster. So whoever been teaching you is not a gangster. Point blank. I love y'all. I can't show y'all no other way but by being here, going from state to state, putting my life on the line, laughing at death threats, laughing at anything that come from me, because God put me here for a reason. I was fine at home chilling, but they murdered my brother, and they murdered my brother for the world to see. God put this position in my lap because you know I was going to embrace it and make love to it. I'm fighting for y'all. I'm here for my people. Love for all who have love for all. I stand on that. I own that, because that's how I move. That's how we move. If you love me, if you love my people, then I love you. But if you're not righteous, we're going to exploit you. If you're not righteous, we're going to make sure you stand on the other side. Ain't no standing in between. You can't play both sides of the fence no more. Them days are over. It's too many. I've talked to too many people that's been fighting this fight from before I was born that's telling me we never had this moment. We've never had this moment. And we've actually seen change. We've seen a lot of change, and it's happening. But we got to continue to keep our foot on their neck, just like they did my brother with their knee. We got to continue to show them that we mean business. We're here for equality, and we're here for justice. And we're not asking no more. We're not asking no more. But if we killing each other, it's nowhere in hell they're going to take us serious. I'm here, y'all. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all having me. And I'm standing here from the bottom of my soul. I love y'all. Thank you.
After we're done, Cook County Board President Toni Preckwinkle is going to take questions under the tent. Okay? He planted the seed a long time ago. A long time ago. Show your love, Chicago's own. Craig Hodges.
First of all, I want to thank Almighty God for blessing us to meet in this environment because it's truly our time. So when I hear my young brother tell us what he just told us, it's so pleasing to me to know that regardless to what we may see on CNN, ABC, what y'all seeing is the deliverance of a people. And the deliverance of a people has never happened in the lifetime of this nation. So what we're seeing now, when I see my young brother who played with the millionaires, who are down there in Orlando playing as though they care about black folks. Yeah. They're going to get hot with this, but we don't care no more, like the brother said. We've sacrificed their pennies, but now we're going for the kingdom of heaven because we realize that we have built everything on the face of the earth. So your system of capitalism, it was us that was the capital. We have to realize that when we have to apologize for truth. Why are we afraid? What are we afraid of? Why does my brother Nick Cannon have to apologize for standing on truth? For me, I'm not from the West Side. I'm from the projects in Chicago Heights. I realized as a baby, so we know as hoopers, the one thing that gets you over is momentum. You know when you got it, but once it's gone, how do we get it back? We have the momentum of all of our ancestral death with us. So, young brother and sister who lost their 3-year-old, worry not. Like we talk, don't speak, they're not dead, they're alive because we're their energy. We're their life force now. We have to take up their mantle. We have to know, like brother just said, what is gangster? What is tough? To stand on truth. This brother just speaking on a word. On a word. And that word will get him ostracized. Why? Why? When we ask about the death and destruction of ours, it's a problem. Sister Tiana Bradley, Breonna Taylor, sisters, listen to me very carefully. Sisters in Chicago. See, if y'all want to stop by, hey, sisters, please, if y'all don't listen to nothing else I say, I'm asking y'all this one question. If all of the death and murder come back to y'all for pain because y'all birthed everybody, at which point in time, like I was asking my brothers at the NBA, don't go to work. Because if y'all don't go to work, now I can ask my sisters in the city of Chicago, if we don't get on the train from the south suburbs to the Loop, if we don't get on the train from the west side, the Loop stops. If we as black women truly think about it, that if y'all stop working in America, everything shuts down. We can talk all the job we want to about black men and leadership. It's y'all. It's y'all that's the power, sisters. It's y'all that's the power. Now, let me tell y'all this before I go. Everybody is looking for the Messiah. The Messiah is in y'all, sisters. And we as brothers have got to understand that we are the security blanket. We are in fact, the medium to take out the instructions from y'all. So once again, when brotherhood come with the knowledge, it's so important that basketball, football, baseball, why does it have to come back? America, why is it so important for us to get back on the economics, but we're not worried about people dying? So once again, I thank the brothers and sisters for putting this together. Cynthia, right? Sister Cynthia, keep up the good work. APAC, we got something for you because understand this, y'all, divine inheritance is ours. And it's coming right now, and it ain't about selling no drugs, it ain't about gang banging, it's about utilizing your knowledge and power and speaking on the truth. God bless you in peace.